Welcome back to Primetime Super Friends, the show that promises to put the arrow in your quiver, the flash in your pan, and the bat in your belfry. We're also here to let criminals know that we are the swinging wang of justice, and it's not going to suck itself, crime. I'm John, your guide to all things Gotham. I'm joined by my own super friends. First is our guide to Star City, Jeremy.
Hi.
And our expert on all things related to the fastest man alive, Michael.
Hello.
Before we dive balls deep into this week's happenings, you should be warned that this show is full of spoilers. So if you're not up to date on what's been going on, you've been warned. All right, let's get started.
Super Friends, the legendary superpowers show.
All right, Jeremy, what's up with Arrow?
He's sexy?
Yeah, no, not the man himself. We're talking about the TV show.
Okay, so we left off last week's episode with Felicity was in danger of being penetrated
Bum, bum, bum.
by an arrow.
I was halfway through it, and I was like, damn it.
Every time.
By an arrow? But Ray Palmer took that penetration instead.
It's like butt rape.
That's exactly what it sounded like.
But
Being penetrated.
Ray Palmer, or whatever.
It sounds like that was like his sorority name when he was in college.
That's awesome.
But Ray Palmer. Well,
He's at it again.
That's what I'm calling him the rest of this episode. Yeah, he took that arrow. He took all of it for Felicity. Right in his fucking chest.
Aww, right in his heart. Not in his heart, he didn't die.
I was going to say. I think that's instant death.
Not when you're Iron Man. I mean...
Fuck you, wrong universe.
But right costume.
But right. So yeah, a murder warrant is issued for Arrow. And just to get our flashbacks out of the way this week, we see Oliver and what's the fucking kid's name? Akio?
Sure.
Yeah, we'll go with
Just
that.
like Masao's kid.
Yeah, that guy.
Nokia.
Really?
He is far too young to be a Nokia, sir. Of course, it is a flashback.
No, he's probably about the right age. If he's, what, 10? No. Okay,
Nokia
never
was
mind.
like 15 years ago that it was big.
Oh.
Yeah. So they run into Shadow's twin sister on the streets of Hong Kong. Bitch is sexy.
I forgot how pretty she was.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, man. They shouldn't have killed her off.
But it's not the same lady.
Right. So basically what's happening here is Deathstroke needs to be like, hey, what up?
That's the quickest way to get over the death of the woman you love is to fuck her twin sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you do.
No, I wasn't being facetious or sarcastic. I'm dead serious.
I'm agreeing
dead
with you.
serious.
Oh.
You guys have banged twins, so I'm just saying. Just throwing it out that that's a
Neither
little.
of them died. Yeah, they weren't dead.
But you were both so sure of that being the solution. It just made me wonder if you thought about murdering the other. I mean,
No.
it's,
Well, not for that purpose.
Primetime Super Friends does not condone the murdering of another's twin just so you can bang the other to get over it. That is a very strange public service announcement to make.
Yeah, so Hot Twin takes Oliver and the kid to hide out at her house for some sexy times. To hide from the bad guys.
Why did that go to Huey Lewis in my head? This isn't Flash. I'm like, gonna get sexy times.
Because everything turns to music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did that in the shower earlier.
You went back in time.
That would be amazing.
I thought maybe you just shaved off all your pubes.
You just show up naked like 15 years ago.
I jumped in the shower and it was hot, and I went, oh, hot shit. Going down. Fuck!
Whatever, you weren't mad, you were dancing.
I was.
Doing the helicopter.
In the shower.
Yeah?
Oh, that's...
Visual.
Damn it, I wasn't until... Okay. Yeah, this bitch doesn't know what happened to her dad or to her sister. Wants to know, but of course Oliver lies his ass off. Until motherfucker gets busted. She's peeking on him trying to take a shower. Sees that his tattoo. God damn it. His tattoo matches one on Shadow.
It does all come back to music. Sorry. Like, I just picture, like, Oliver's in the shower, and it's like, I always feel like somebody's watching me.
That bitch can watch.
And it's Jeremy.
Lord, Jeremy's outside the window, like,
Come to my window.
Come to my window.
Yeah. Single tear rolls down my cheek because she gets to watch and I don't. Anyway, I'd rather watch her. I'd just like to put that on the record.
Okay.
Yeah, so she calls out Oliver on, motherfucker, you're lying. And about that time, she's called the police. So some assassins attack, some of Amanda Waller's assassins attack, shoot the place up. Maceo and Tattoo make the save. And Oliver tells Sis about what happened to Shadow and he does not give details, but he tells her that Shadow and their dad is dead. He also mentions, I thought this was interesting, she mentions 3 years ago that was the last time she heard from her sister. So I'm thinking, opening of the show, every fucking week they talk about 5 years in hell. Do we have to sit through 2 more seasons of flashbacks?
Yes.
I think that's just going to be a staple of the series. There's going to be some sort of flashback at all times.
Man.
Which, I mean, we can make the argument that this season's flashbacks have probably been the most grueling.
Yeah, because I did not mind it the first 2 seasons. And I haven't minded it at times this season, but, like, yeah.
Well, it's just, it felt like so much of the time they were dragging their feet. I mean, realistically, we're kind of in the same situation we were at the beginning of the season, just with different villains.
Anywho, that's it for the flashbacks this week. You're welcome for getting that over with early.
Thank you.
All right, so getting back to Star City, we see Thea and Roy at Roy's place, naked.
Roy's place sounds like a bar or like a really like cheesy restaurant.
Sounds like a place that Thea gets naked, so it's my kind of place. Anywhere a queen is undressed, I'll be there. That's right.
And now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
Actually, it went really weird in my head where it's like Jeremy's like making out with one, then the other, and then it gets really weird and he's like, now you two kiss.
But they're not really related, so it's cool.
They are, in story terms, they are.
But they're not really related.
So is fantasy incest okay?
And now I hear Mariah Carey.
Oh. I'm like, did she do a song about incest?
She did a song with Old Dirty Bastard. That's ridiculous. Me and Mariah.
I was just thinking of a fantasy playing or whatever, and it's like Jeremy and the 2 queens jumping on the bed like in slow motion having a pillow fight.
I was just thinking about me singing the words to Oliver, you know, walk by every night, talking sweet and looking fine.
He's like, Jeremy, I'm trying to catch a bad guy right now.
Well, you caught one.
Oh, man.
Fuck.
It made me laugh so deep it hurt.
So yeah, Thea and Roy fantasize, to tie it all together, about running away.
I'm sorry. Picture him on like the rooftop as you're talking to him, trying to seduce him.
Dressed in like some shitty made-at-home superhero costume, trying to fit in.
He's just like,
It could be a hell of a parody.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's where we need to branch out into video somehow.
I swear, I just need to find a way to get a hold of the dude, because he seems like the kind of guy that would like actually film something like that.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
It's just you with like a trash bag turned into like an arrow costume.
Yeah, okay, so Ray Palmer is alive, which is kind of bittersweet because there's no good news. Goddamn bittersweet symphony. Instantly.
I'm just thinking of butt rape because you said Ray Palmer.
Oh, I'm sorry. Butt Ray Palmer is still alive.
You just have to lead in with the butt. You know, so all this is going on, but Ray Palmer.
Butt Ray Palmer is alive. And there's no good news for this motherfucker. It's either brain damage or death. Unless he's got nanobots that might could fix his shit up, but the doctor's not having that shit, won't do it, can't do it, not gonna do it. Which prompts Felicity's MILF to show up.
That was weird. I mean, I guess they used that as a catalyst to be like, you still love Oliver, bitch.
Spoilers! I'm not there yet.
I'm just saying, that had to be the only reason for that, right?
I don't know, she was hoary though.
Yeah, she was not wearing a lot, and I was alright with it.
I'm pretty sure that if she'd been left alone in the room with, you know, Ray, she would have probably tried to give him a handy.
Or butt rape.
Yep.
She would have got him.
Yeah.
This is how it is.
Strap on.
Strap off the strapper.
It'd be crazy if she did that. Strap on popped on. Convinces to fucking him in the asshole.
If she
Gross.
clapped and like a boner popped. Not
Still
cool.
sexy?
Not cool. Oh yeah, so she shows up after seeing what happened to Butt Rape Palmer on the news. Oliver enlists Nissa's help to track down the League, figure out where the fuck those bastards are hiding at. Which she does. She finds the hideout, and Team Arrow goes to investigate. Oliver fucking easily whips Maceo's ass on a rooftop, but Raj shows up, Raish, whatever, and reveals that Oliver has two choices: to be his heir, or basically to be locked the fuck up forever. And right on cue, the police show up, chase ensues, and we've got a fucking, like, basically a segment and a half of the show is just a big massive fight scene with Black Canary, Arsenal, and Arrow all running from the cops. During this, there's a confrontation between Captain Lance and Laurel as a Black Canary. The motherfucker's willing to arrest his own daughter, if not shoot her. But Nissa steps in. But Nissa.
It doesn't have quite the same weight as the other one.
It'd be more fun.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Although you couldn't use nanobots, I guess. Anyway.
What are you going to do with those nanobots?
Go on a fantastic voyage through Butt Ray Palmer. So yeah, Nissa prevents this whole fucking thing from going down. Meanwhile, Roy has to injure some cops to get the fuck out of there without capture. Somehow everyone manages to escape. And through this whole scene, I'm just going, fucking Captain Lance is running around, chasing motherfuckers down. Probably pretty stressful. Whatever happened to his heart condition?
Anger trumps heart condition, right? That's a thing.
Let's put that shit on hold. Don't bother me till later.
I'm so
seems like
angry.
he's got shit to do.
I don't have time for a heart attack.
Yeah.
I guess. Fuck. It just seems like his blood pressure would be jacked the fuck up.
He was worked up all fucking episode.
Yeah.
And Hart was just, it's all good.
Could die by the end of this season. It's a possibility.
Yeah. True.
Like they want you to forget about it and then boom,
Yeah.
dead.
I could see that being one of the big moments, yeah, especially given what's about to happen here. So Oliver tries calling Captain Lance as the Arrow, talking him out of what he's fucking doing, but he's not having that shit. Meanwhile, back at the hospital, Felicity's mom was gonna do a little fucking suck on the doctor to get the nanobots going.
Did she say that was her plan?
She insinuated pretty strongly.
She insinuated a fucking suck.
Like, hey, I got the combo deal. We can, you scratch my back, I fucking suck.
I'll blow yours. I don't know.
Sounds like a really weird, drive-through service.
Drive-through blowjobs.
Sounds like an awesome
there's
service.
There's a new idea.
You go ahead and start that business, Jeremy. Let me know how it turns out.
I'd have to be the pimp because I'm not going to be the one. I'm not going to be the service mouth.
Do they just jump, lean into your car, or do you have to, stick your dick out the window?
No, I'm thinking
How would
they
that
just
work?
lean in the car.
Okay.
But if it's like an assembly line, then the car would be moving forward, so just be like,
Multiple hands?
Well, whatever.
Multiple
I guess whatever you pay
Mouths.
for. There's got to be a tier system. You've been through a car wash.
Oh, yeah.
There's like the super wash, then the super special wash, and then the deluxe wash.
Well, I think...
Why have they done this
Because it's illegal.
in Vegas?
I don't
I think
know.
the different tiers would also dictate how many teeth the bitch has.
I don't know. Is without teeth worth more money, Michael?
When you're drunk, you don't realize. It was just awesome that it was gummy filling. The next day, it wasn't. What the fuck did I do? Bitch had no teeth. Should have got checked out.
How many times have you said that to yourself?
Can't rewrite history.
Yeah. I'm fine now.
But you can still check and see if maybe you should have,
Those are my tally marks. Every time I should have checked myself. And didn't do it.
You
I
would
just
be
thought you
fucking
were a
covered,
horrible
sir.
cutter.
So yeah, the doc doesn't fuck Felicity's mom.
This time.
So she tells Felicity she's just gonna have to inject the nanobots herself. No one's gonna use injects
Low-hanging
to make
fruit,
it.
Jeremy. We're better than that.
Oh shit.
I'm just picturing Felicity.
Okay.
You say
touche.
Felicity, I
Yeah.
zone out.
All right, Ra's al Ghul kidnaps Captain Lance. Tells this motherfucker that Oliver Queen is the Arrow.
Son of a bitch.
Everybody knows now.
Not yet. We're getting there. Laurel has a conversation with her dad all about Oliver, and basically we find out what we kind of known all along, that Captain Lance blames Oliver for absolutely everything that's ever gone wrong in his life. And he reveals to Laurel that, you know what? I know that Oliver Queen and the Arrow are the same person. To which I say, if you didn't know before now, you're a fucking retard. Seriously, dude knows Roy is Arsenal. He knows that his daughter is a Black Canary. You can't put it together who they both hang out with. Felicity, he knows Felicity works with the Arrow.
He's not a detective.
He's a goddamn captain. And not of Crunch.
Captain Crunch could figure
That
that shit
would
out.
definitely make the show.
You have a point. These Crunchberries tell me that Oliver is the Arrow. It'd have to be the Christmas Crunchberries, though, because those are green and red.
It works out.
Oh.
Back at the hospital, Felicity's mom does manage to distract the doctor, but not with the fucking suck, just with pretending to have chest pains.
No.
It also sounds like some sort of like machine.
Sounds like a badass vacuum cleaner.
Didn't you try that, Michael?
Yes.
Listen to Pub Talk.
There is a fucking suck machine. They have it like in Asia or something. It's that thing where you can go in and it sucks your dick off to collect your semen.
Oh yeah, those robots or whatever.
It's the fucking suck.
I would argue there are a lot of women that are that machine.
But the fucking suck machine doesn't have feelings. Sometimes you don't want feelings.
Neither do
involved.
those women.
That's the
ignore
kind
their
of shit that
feelings.
starts Skynet. That robot, when it's done, is like, "I love you." And you're
my
like,
cum and
"You
shut
don't
up."
have feelings," and it's like, "Doll."
Said, eat my cum and shut up. That sentence left your mouth.
Here's $2.75. Get the fuck out.
I'm not eating your cum. Yeah, so while the doctor is distracted by all that, Felicity sticks it in butt rape Palmer. The nanobots, that is. He convulses, then he's alright. Looks like they're doing the job. Star City Police storm the club. Run right the fuck by Roy, which I didn't really understand. Chase down Oliver.
Oh, you know why? Because no one really gives a fuck about Roy.
Yeah, Oliver gets away, and then we get back to the hospital where, guess what? Butt Ray Palmer's blood clot is gone. The doc kind of alludes to the fact that he figures they did use the nanobots after all. But, yeah, that's right, but. At this point, Felicity sees a TV with the news where Captain Lance is holding a press conference revealing Oliver Queen is the Arrow to the whole goddamn city. Oliver hides out at Diggle's place, where we learned that Thea's assets have been frozen. See his ass.
See his ass is all I heard out of there.
So yeah, Oliver can't use that money to get the fuck out of town. And then we've got, I just thought this scene was fucking hilarious. But Ray Palmer tells Felicity that he loves her, after which she says that she had stuck something in him. And then, oh, that's nice to hear. That's her response to
About the equivalent of, thanks.
I've used that.
Yeah.
She says that's nice to hear and offers to get him some hospital jello.
There's always room for jello.
And rape, apparently, if you're Bill Cosby.
Oh, I was going Ghostbusters too.
Oh.
I don't think I'm going to call him Butt Rape Palmer anymore.
Yeah. It got real.
So Felicity's mom can tell something's up and calls out the fact that Felicity loves Oliver, not Ray, and tells her she needs to make a fucking choice, bitch. Oliver turns himself in, goes to the police station, and Team Arrow visits him at the police station. He tells them, hey, look, this is what I had to do. It gets you guys full immunity. They don't want to let Oliver take the fall, but he says the only move he has left is the truth. And then we cut to Oliver and Captain Lance are in a police van, presumably taking Oliver to a more secure location. Lance is looking for answers to some of the various lies he's been told over the years. Punches Oliver or slaps him or something right in the fucking face. And he tells Oliver that saving people isn't your specialty. At this point, someone attacks the van. It is Roy dressed up as Arrow. He says, hey, you've got the wrong motherfucker. I'm the Arrow. And he takes the fall for Oliver. And all I could think through most of this episode was, so at some point, the Flash is going to go back in time and none of this is going to have happened.
You think? You think that's where it's going?
I don't know. Because I've been wondering for a couple weeks now how, if these two shows are supposed to exist in the same time frame and timeline and they're crossing over and whatever, what the fuck happens on Arrow when the Flash jumps back in time?
You don't think of that.
I know you're not supposed to.
Maybe the timeline doesn't change for Arrow.
That doesn't make any goddamn sense.
It's a different time.
Hence what we said last week when I'm like, you have to subscribe to one theory on time travel.
Because
Butterfly effect and shit.
that only happens in Central City?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, in some of the surrounding cities.
Right.
Just not that one.
Not Star City?
Yes. That one's excluded.
Well, that's fucking stupid.
You know what I really wish? I wish that, that butterfly effect could go back and rewind all of Gotham and start over and make it good.
If I had time traveling powers, that might happen. And I'd cast myself, let's be real.
As who?
Penguin, I'm realistic.
Yeah, that would work.
Be a tall penguin, but...
Roy looks like he's 4 feet tall to me. Isn't he a lot shorter, tinier dude
Who?
than Arrow? Roy?
Oh, he looks smaller for sure.
I don't
How do
know.
you
I'm
not
short.
notice-
Everybody seems tall to me.
I just think you would notice a fucking miniature Arrow.
Yeah,
But you don't think of that either, I guess.
you're not supposed to.
They don't look different statures.
I assumed in the
Well,
long
again-
run they'd wind up pinning it on somebody else. That was my thought would be
Sure.
an out would be like one of Rage's people would be like dressed as the Arrow and get caught and be like, oh, that was the Arrow.
Well, yeah, something obviously will give, but Captain Lance knows Roy's fucking arsenal. He called him out a few episodes back.
I'll forget that.
It's just stupid. Again, I'm thinking the Flash. That's their way out because they're gonna cross over again before the end of the season.
Yeah. Wait, are we done with Arrow? We good?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and transition then. Let's talk about the Flash from this past week.
All right, so we start off the episode this week 15 years ago on the night of the murder of Barry's mom. But this time around, we get a slow-mo close-up of the fight taking place between the Flash and the Reverse Flash, instead of just red and yellow streaks flying throughout the house. It was kind of cool. I like the little effects they had on it, on the fight. Back in present time, Joe and Barry are going over what little evidence they have on Dr. Wells, and begin to question if and why Wells wanted Barry to become the Flash. While they're talking, we get our first glimpse into the villain of the week, who is dropping tiny presents that explode when they hit the ground. Barry is able to get to the scene in a flash, narrowly saving a kid from taking an explosion to the face. sorry.
It's a fucking kid.
Can you please,
We
Thank God he saved him from that.
saved him.
please
The Trickster's a pervert.
I could not watch that fucking show if a kid took an explosion to the face.
rewind.
Saved him.
Please come up with something else. That might be a bit. Butt rate Palmer is one thing. Kid taking explosion to the face is
He didn't
a bit
take the,
too
he
far.
didn't take the explosion to the
Flash
face.
saved him.
It did not happen.
Oh, you guys are fucked up.
Duh.
We find out that the dude's name is the Trickster, thanks to a video he has made, and while watching the video back at Star Labs, Joe drops knowledge that this dude is a copycat, and he has stolen the name from some nut job locked up in Iron Heights.
You know, this kid reminded me of that shitty Dumb and Dumber or whatever it
Yeah,
was.
I never
movie.
watched it.
He reminded me of the kid that played Harry in that as that character.
He was super weird and off-putting. I didn't like him.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Back in the past, we see Barry's dad tell Barry to run just before the yellow streak picks him up and drops him off outside. And then we see the red streak leave the house as well. We get a close-up of the reverse flash getting the wonky knee and tumbling to the ground.
The wonky knee?
Yes, his knees gave out. He was trying to come and run at the same time.
Is that possible?
We've talked about it. No. you tumble to the
Your
ground.
knees would buckle.
Gideon pops
That's
up.
why you fuck on a bed. Or other objects that it won't hurt too bad if you fall down.
Gideon pops up and lets him know that the Speed Force has kicked rocks and now he can't return home, prompting a bit of a meltdown that results in him removing his mask to reveal that he's not Dr. Wells, but some random blonde dude.
Random my ass.
This does go back to where we were talking about how Wells and Eddie don't look alike. You kept saying they don't look alike.
Yeah. So okay, I got to say, because it at least seems like you were correct, Jeremy, that they're the same person. But is that the scenario you envisioned?
I didn't know how they'd get there. I mean, I think I said that.
Yeah.
This definitely points in that direction, especially combined with the previews they've got for the rest of the season.
So, back in time to the present day, Joe and Barry go to Iron Heights to meet up with the OG Trickster, played by Mark Hamill.
Slash the Joker.
Yeah, that voice is just Joker.
Well, he said that before in interviews, though, is that he got
did
the
that
Joker
first.
voice
I know.
from the Trickster. But that's all I hear is the
Yeah.
Joker.
Yep.
And the way he was acting just reminded me of the Joker, Hannibal Lecter, and like Emperor Palpatine from Star Wars. Like
Yeah.
if they
Yeah.
all had a dick baby and it made like
If they all just jerked off into a cup and it turned
Yes.
into a baby.
Swirl it around, throw it in a lady, out 9 months later pops the Trickster.
yep.
Let the hate flow through you.
Well, you don't want to get it mixed up with a lady.
Dick baby.
That's what you said.
Yeah. No ladies.
You just bake it in an oven.
How did you guys? I don't even want to explain how that's supposed. Never mind. Let's move on.
Listen to Pub Talk.
He calls the new Trickster a pretender and tells Joe and Barry that the only way he could pull off his acts of terror is if he somehow found his old lair.
He shouldn't pull off his.
Unless he's doing a dick transplant.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nope. They head there, and Joe reminds us that we are revisiting the old TV series by saying that it looks like nobody has been there since the 90s. They find a locked door that blows up and damn near kills Joe and Barry, but luckily, Barry is super quick, and once again narrowly avoids an explosion to the face.
All day, every day.
Yeah.
To be fair, it at least got him on the back.
Yeah. God damn it. Back at Iron Heights, the OG Trickster reveals that there was a big bomb at his lair, large enough to take out Central City. At that moment, another video has been posted by the baby Trickster, causing Mark Hamill to freak out, crying for the copycat to take off his mask. The team goes back to Star Labs. Cisco can't seem to track the video. Barry takes another swipe at Dr. Wells, who asks him for a word in private. In what seems like a tense moment at first, Dr. Wells empathizes with Barry for the situation he's been in, having to go to Iron Heights, and seeing his father behind bars. Wells promises to help find his mother's killer, but right now they should focus on the Trickster.
But he knows, right? He knows.
Yeah.
Barry knows.
Has to know
at this point.
Unless he's a fucking idiot and he's not.
Yeah.
And Barry acting like a cunt around him's not helping the situation.
Right. It's completely out of character for Barry. So, yeah.
Iris texts Barry asking to meet up with the Flash. We flash back to Dr. Wells sitting on a beach with his wife, Tess Morgan, where he talks about the particle accelerator. She comes up with the Star Labs acronym and reveals that, and the real Reverse Flash watches from afar. Iris waits at jitters, and the Flash bursts in. She asks him to look into Mason Bridges' disappearance, and though it takes a little bit of convincing, he agrees. Cisco calls Barry and tells him that the Trickster is broadcasting a new video where he reveals he's hidden a big bomb in a section of town. Barry goes looking for the explosive but can't find it. Dr. Wells tries to get him to pull back since it appears to be a trick, but Barry, not trusting Dr. Wells, says fuck off and keeps looking for the bomb. Eventually he finds the box, but there's no bomb inside. It was just a trick because the villain this week's name is the fucking Trickster.
I see what they did there.
Meanwhile, the new Trickster has broken into Iron Heights to set the old Trickster free. Barry calls Joe to alert him to this, and Joe drops the bomb that they took a hostage, his dad, Papa Flash. In a nearby warehouse, Henry Allen sits tied up, and James Jesse, the original Trickster, says, "You have to admit, that was one hell of a trick. Because I'm the Trickster. Trick, 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 trick."
Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks.
The two Tricksters, what's up?
I just love that this show can balance that ridiculous bullshit
Right.
with like a more serious villain.
Right. Yeah, the two Tricksters are sitting around pretty much jerking each other off about each other, and the younger one asks,
That's gross. That's
I was
incest.
gonna say this incest, dude.
meh. Well, we don't know that part yet. We haven't had like the Darth Vader reveal.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Literally.
He asks why he took him hostage. And the younger one asks why they took Barry's dad hostage, and he tells him because he'll be a great bargaining chip because he works for the police department. As they talk, it's revealed that they've been exchanging letters for a long time, and now that he's out of... Anyway, this is where we get the part where he tells him he's your father. He tells him that it's in his blood, and hey, I'm your father. Ridiculous, but it's Star Wars, so I'll go with it.
Cheesy, but it kind of worked.
Yeah.
It worked well enough.
I really didn't give a shit.
We learn the new Trickster is named Axel Walker, and he and James Jesse have been writing each other for over a decade.
I didn't catch his name. He had to be named after Axl Rose. Given the time frame he would have been born.
Yeah.
I don't know, I guess that didn't cross my mind so much as it's, James Jesse, Jesse James.
I'm talking about the kid's name, though.
I know, I'm just saying, like, that was more...
They pointed that out on the show.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. Barry is upset with himself for not listening to Wells, blaming himself for his dad getting abducted. We flash back again to Wells and Tess driving down a road at night. They approach a spike strip that's been laid across the street by the Reverse Flash, which sends their car tumbling. Reverse Flash approaches the wreckage, and when Wells cries out for help, he replies, "She's been dead for centuries."
Because I had just watched some Scrubs the other day, all I could think about was that episode where Tom Cavanaugh, their dad dies, I think.
Yeah.
And then he hooks up with Elliot, and he sings that "She's Gone" song.
Yeah?
So I just pictured him singing that about Tess.
She's gone, better learn how to face it. She's gone, run.
Don't you think you're overreacting?
No, JD, I don't, because Elliot was the best thing that ever happened to me, and now she's gone.
She's gone. She's gone. She's gone. She's gone. She's gone.
That's not even the right gibberish.
Nice. I need to watch Scrubs again. I haven't watched that in so long. We flash to Iris, who enters a fancy banquet for re-electing the mayor. But it turns out the Tricksters are handing out the champagne to everybody. As the party continues, Jesse takes the microphone and throws out some jokes to the audience. He then informs the crowd that they've been poisoned. And one gentleman that arrived early falls to the ground with foam pouring from his mouth.
It's not foam.
What is it?
What was it?
Come.
Foamy cum?
How did that happen?
It's too much and it floats
I
back
don't
out
want
of
to
his
talk
mouth.
about it. It was a crazy weekend.
Okay. I can respect that.
The two Tricksters instruct all the people to transfer all of their money, or in 1 hour they will be dead. As this goes on, Iris calls her father, and Cisco traces her signal to the party. Barry bursts in a flash, corners the original Trickster, allowing the Trickster the chance to snap a device to Barry's wrist, which, just like the movie Speed, will explode if Barry goes under 600 miles an hour. As he runs, Dr. Wells talks him through learning his next power, phasing through matter. Wells delicately gives Barry the tools he needs, and Barry
Just the tool he needs.
The tool he needs. And Barry shifts right through a truck and leaves the explosive device behind. The money keeps racking up at the banquet, but Barry runs in and gives everyone an antidote. He runs around poking everybody really quick.
With the same needle.
Yep.
Fucking gross. I was glad they called that out.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, 'cause they made
called
the
it
joke.
out.
I didn't write it down. Someone made the joke. Was it?
Yeah, it was the Trickster.
Trickster
He was
made the
like,
joke.
That doesn't seem sanitary. I was really glad they called that out because I was like, fucking ew. You all have hepatitis now.
Right? We saved you, but yeah, you're going to need to go get some testing
You
done.
need a different shot now. Some penicillin.
Especially that last guy that's got like all the entire crowd shot into his body.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah, the
next
first
super
few,
villain.
it's maybe
They're
not.
all right.
Yeah, your odds
Iris
just
was
get
probably the
worse.
last one, wasn't she? She was like towards the front.
That's okay. Like, I think that's my problem with this show is every time she's on, and it's nothing to do with the actress, it's just the fact that I don't like her character so much, I tend to zone out more than I normally would.
With Iris.
Yeah, which makes me angry.
It's pretty cunny.
Yeah.
Barry once again asks where his dad is, and we see him in a room with a box dangling above his head. Barry enters and saves him just as the knives in the box tumble down and stick in the chair. Henry goes back with Barry to Star Labs, where he meets all of his buddies and gives a special thanks to Dr. Wells for killing his wife. Henry and Joe, goddamn you guys.
That's a special thanks.
Yeah. Henry and Joe leave, and Barry shakes Dr. Wells' hand as well, saying he's lucky to have him. We flash back in time once again and see Wells crawling from the wreckage, only for the reverse flash to reveal his name, Eobard Thawne, and that in 2020 he'll create the particle accelerator with Tess, but he needs that shit to move along a little quicker. He then pulls out a device, sticks one end in Wells and another in himself, and like that, Dr. Wells is a dried up corpse, and the reverse flash looks like Wells.
We should say stuck a device into each of their chests. It was not a double-ended dildo in their asses.
Or the sword of omens.
Yeah.
You took it out of my asshole.
Yeah.
That's what I was picturing.
Listen
But,
to Pub Talk Podcast, find out what that means, because it happened.
It did not happen. Pretty sure I was on the other end of that.
Oh, man. In the present... Wait, where'd I go? Yeah. Back in the present, Eddie meets up with Joe, who tells him he needs to stall Iris from looking into Mason Bridges' disappearance. When asked why, the Flash enters, and Barry unmasks in front of Eddie. Later, Eddie convinces Iris that Mason went off to Brazil, and the three of them plot their next move against Dr. Wells. Back to the past for one last scene as the police approach the crash site, and Dr. Wells, secretly the Reverse Flash, emerges from the car. Yeah.
Okay, so again, by this scenario, Jeremy was technically right.
And we'll see.
So what I want to know is do you guys think that part of Dr. Wells / Eobard is still the original Dr. Wells?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that's what I think. I think that the good side and the one that is trying to help everyone is his essence still clinging, kind of in the way that we have Firestorm.
And
a sense.
not quite that pronounced, I don't think. But.
No, not in the way that there are two people living in one, but in the way that there's still some left. I would almost like to see, because I don't really want Dr. Wells as a character to go away next season or whatever. I'd kind of like it if they were able to separate the two somehow. And do we think that Eobard is Eddie for sure at this point?
I didn't.
I don't think he's Eddie.
I kind of do. Now.
I don't. I still think it's like some distant relative of his.
He flashed forward into the fast and then came back. My opinion.
That's what I'm with you. I think that Eobard is Eddie. Because the actor looks so... It goes back to that thing I was talking about last week with the casting. To me, it's like you have to have the actor from the future, in quotation marks, look like the actor in the past, and this kind of did that.
And it could just be that they're related. That could be why they did that. But I think they're the same person. Especially we saw the previews for the next few episodes, Eddie shooting motherfuckers, looking all evil doing it.
Maybe he finds out that he's destined for evil.
I don't think we're getting a separation of Wells and Eobard because I don't know.
I think he's done after
this season. He just stole his fucking look, right? Not his person.
Yeah. I mean, it would.
Maybe
I don't know.
That thing transferred more.
I mean, maybe
sucky device.
But I think he knows what he knows about Wells just from being from the future, not like having his memories or anything like that. Maybe not, but.
It was definitely interesting.
Yeah.
That's the thing that keeps me going with this show is what the hell is going on here?
Going back to the beginning of the episode with the yellow streak taking Barry out into the street.
Right. Well, he's got to make sure that the Flash lives so that he can get his powers.
Okay.
You know, he can kill future Flash, but not young Flash.
Not young Flash. Right on.
All right, that's going to do it for this edition of Primetime Super Friends. If you like what we do, check us out and rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. You can find us on Twitter at Primetime Super. You can find us each individually if you want to check out what's up with us. I am at Raging Leprechaun. Michael?
At African81.
And Jeremy?
At Legendary Jeremy.
As always, you can find us on our main show, Pub Talk Podcast. You can find all of this information at pubtalkpodcast.com. And until next time, stay super, bitches. Ma-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Butt rape is bad.
Very good.
Unless you're willing.
Then it's not rape, Michael.
Oh.
Why do we have to define this to you?
I don't know how rape works.
Let me show you. Yeah, might have drank those Angry Orchards a little quick.
No, it's become like a thing in my head all the time now. Because I went to Coney Island the other day. I'm going through the drive-thru and I'm like, I need 2 with everything but mustard. But mustard.
Ew.
Oh man.
Is that like the darker yellow because it's mixed with poo?
That's like the Grey Poupon, I guess. Yeah.
Damn it, I really like mustard. Thanks.
You're welcome.